Hello students, this is Dr. Faizan Mirza. I'm discussing question related to biodiversity, classification, conservation in this video. Okay, so this question came in May, June 20, variant 43. And this question is this. It's a very simplistic question about sampling. The sampling can be used to find out the distribution and abundance of species in an area. They are saying that students sample a rocky shore from high tide areas to low tide areas. It means that obviously, if this is the case mentioned, it means that the abiotic factor is not consistent and abiotic factor is changing. So if abiotic factor is changing, you know that you will have to carry out systematic sampling. You cannot carry out random sampling anymore. They decide to use belt transect. The belt transect is being used, so that must be interrupted belt transect. So describe how you would carry out belt transect to assess distribution abundance of organisms in the area of low tide to high tide. So what they would have done, they probably would have just marked two points. They would have laid down a measure tape that run from one end to another end. So there are two ends that they will just mark a tape with, and then they will start to place quadrates at equal regular you can say intervals, and they will start to measure the species frequency, and they will start to count how many species are present in each of the quadrate which they are counting. And these are being placed, these are being done along the interrupted belt transect, the tape that they have tied. And once they are doing this, the species frequency can be calculated. Furthermore, they can use brown blanket cover scale. They can repeat it on different day, different seasons, or different days of that season to make sure that the readings are consistent. Further, they are saying that they are giving you scatter graph here, scatter plot shown to you. They are asking you relation between two variables x and y. The results of the ecological investigation may say that there is a relationship. So if there is a relationship, so it means that the graph should show a correlation. This is A graph is for no correlation. So B is a positive linear correlation. C is a negative linear correlation. So we can say B and C, either of them can be the answer. Name a statistical test that you could carry out to assess the strength of any relationship between the two variables. Since no information is given to us, we can mention Spearman rank correlation as well as the Pearson. Both statistical tests can be used. This other question came in October 20, and this is variant 42. In this question, they are giving you describe a method that could be used to estimate population size of mobile animals such as brown rat. So you need to just calculate the Lincoln index method formula. You just need to mention that you need to go to the area, you need to count as many, you can need to capture as many brown rats, and you will mark them with a small spot. And the small spot should be non-toxic and should not be water soluble, and you will count all the brown rats that are captured on day one, and then you release them. And on the next day again, you will go and you will just start to capture a very large number once again. Then you will count the total number of red rats which you have captured on the second day, and how many of them are marked, which we actually means that how many of are these which we have actually come across the second time today, because you met them yesterday as well. So you will just multiply these values together, so you will count them as well. So you will calculate the Lincoln index by the formula that the total count on the day one. So your total count on day one will be multiplied by total count on day two, and you will divide them by the number of organisms which were marked and they were refound on the second day. So this will give you the Lincoln index. So this can be mentioned. You can go to my playlist of biodiversity classification conservation, and you can just watch a video of how Lincoln index is calculated. Furthermore, they are saying soft brush plants grow in many habitats of northern Europe, and investigation was carried out to assess whether there was a relationship between height of soft brush plants and the altitude at which they grow. So there are two variables which they are mentioning here. The height of 10 soft brush plants was calculated at each of the heights altitude. Was calculated. So the results are shown to you. How many altitudes are they doing? So the mean they have taken mean of 10. So furthermore, altitude is given to you 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There are a total of 8 measurements which are given to you. So 8 is actually your number of observation which you already have done. Furthermore, they are saying the Spearman rank correlation coefficient can be calculated. RS value, the formula of RS is given to you. What they have further? They have given you the value of summation d square. Summation d square 164 is the value which will be put here. N will be your 8, so you can just substitute these values here, and you can compute these to calculate the value of your Spearman rank correlation. So this is 1 subtracted from 6 multiplied by 164. This is summation d square value divided by 8 cube minus 8. Why we are using 8? Because 8 is the number of observations that were taken. This is the answer. So we'll just divide this. The answer comes out 1.1, 1.95. We'll separate 1.95 from 1. The answer is 0.95 with a negative value. So it's a negative linear, it's a negative correlation, and it's a strong negative correlation. So use a value of R is to evaluate the relationship between altitude and the mean height. So there is a strong negative correlation between the two variables. As the altitude increases, this means that the height of the soft bridge starts to decrease. I hope that was helpful for you. That's it from my side. Thank you so much.